Hi, this is Jack Godfrey, and this is Beginner Qigong. In today's class, the primary focus is going to be on the Golden Chi Ball series, but we're also introducing a new movement, well, new to you guys perhaps. It's called a serving tea, and the focus of that movement is to help with shoulder mobility, shoulder flexibility. And we'll be also highlighting some of the movements within the Golden Chi Ball that can help with that. So let's get started. So to begin with, we want to get our feet, establish our foundation. So you want to have the feet comfortably parallel to each other, coming straight down out of the hips. And so you want to have the feet parallel and shift the weight over onto one leg, sort of sink it down into this leg. So you have the shoulder, the ribs, the hip, the ankle, all in one pile. Now the other foot, lift the toes. So you lift the toes up, lift the heel up. You're on the ball joint, which is just behind the big toe. Swing the heel around and bring it down. This should almost touch the big toe, the ball joint of the other foot. Lift the heel, lift the toe, swing it back, put it down. Now put weight equally on both of these feet. And this should be, what we're looking for is having the legs coming straight down out of the hips and into the earth. And now what we do is you want to bend the knees slightly, move forward onto the small triangle. So big toe, little toe, and the ball of the foot. That's the small triangle. Keep the heels on the floor. Shift back into the large triangle. Big toe, little toe, and heel. So that covers the entire sole of the foot. But again, the toes stay on the floor. So we're just shifting the weight forward, and we're shifting the weight back. So it's inhale as we come forward, and it's exhale as we come back. So inhale, we drift into the small triangle, into the toes. Exhale, we drift back into the heels, into the large triangle. So in all cases, the toes and the heels are always on the floor. So inhale, we're here. And then exhale, we come on back. And now let's hold at the center for a few moments. We're going to focus on our breath here. So you breathe in through the nose, and you want to put your hands on the abdomen. So down here, just below the ribs, just above the belly button. So have your hands here. When you breathe in, you want to feel the abdomen expand outwards. And then as you exhale, the abdomen comes back in. So if we look here from the side, so it's inhale, and then exhale. Inhale and exhale. And again. So now what we're going to do is we're going to combine that with some movement here with the turtle back breathing, with the dragon's back and the turtle back. So inhale, you expand the abdomen. But you also lift the ribs, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. So big stretch in the front of the body. So this is a dragon's back here, and you inhale at the same time. So, and then exhale. We tuck the tailbone in, drop the ribs, drop the chin. We're stretching the back. So once again, looking from the side. So inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So one more breath like this. All right. And so now we're going to move into our standing posture, which focuses on the breathing as well. So the feet are in their narrow stance. Remember the small triangle, the front of the foot, the large triangle, the back of the foot. bend the knees ever so slightly. These are called soft knees. So you grab the top of the hips, push down with the thumb, pull the tailbone into the body, lift the ribs, drop the shoulders down the back. Bring the elbows by the side of the body, bring the hands up so they're about the same height as the elbows. Pull the elbows back slightly, take the hands out to the side. What this is going to do is bring the bottom of the shoulder blades together, give you a nice stretch here in the top of the chest, so creating some openness here, removing the tension. And now from here, we bring the hands up. So the palm, the center of the palm, is about the same height as the eyes. The hands are forward a little bit so that you can see them. Think of the hands and the toes forming a straight line. So join the line between the hands and the toes should just about touch. Now, inhale, we draw in to the brass basin, this area of the body, from just below the navel down to the root, down to the tailbone. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So inhale, draw in the chi, the green mist. This springtime, the color is green. So we're going to breathe in green mist. And exhale. Inhale that green mist into the brass basin. Inhale, you breathe in that mist, you push against a breeze. Exhale, exhale that mist, let the breeze push you back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, we drift back. One more breath. And we let the arms come on down. All right, and now we're going to move on to the Golden Chi Ball series. So now we're going to move on to the Golden Chi Ball series, but first we're going to pull down the heavens 3 times. So we turn to your right, gather the chi from the earth, bring it up to the heavens, turn to the opposite side, stretching, reaching up, look over the shoulder, and then exhale. We draw the chi in to the brass basin. So inhaling, look over the shoulder, reach up to the heavens, a big stretch, and exhale. All right, and so now we're going to start with the Golden Chi Ball series. So to begin with is shake the 9 gates. So your hands are wet. Shake the water off your hands. And then we add in, so this is the shoulders, the elbows, and the wrists. And then we add in the hips, the knees, and the ankles. And now we add in a nice twist to the back. So you turn and look over your shoulder. So it's inhale here for a count of 4. And then exhale for a count of 4. Inhale. Exhale. So this is a movement intended to get the chi to the extremities. And so getting it into the hands and getting it into the feet. So help to warm up the hands, help to warm up the feet. Inhale. Exhale. So one more cycle. And we come back to the front. And you should have some pink, some color in your hands. You should have a bit of tingling going on. And this is what we're looking for, is getting the qi out to the extremities. Now you take that qi we've generated and we draw it in to the brass basin. So the brass basin, roughly from the top of the hips down to the tailbone. This is also known as the lower Dian-ten, and this is where the qi is accumulated, is stored in the body. So next, we're working on standing on a boat, standing in a boat. So if you've ever stood up in a small boat, a canoe would be the worst choice here, or even a kayak, because they're very, very tippy. You have to keep your balance because the floor, is always moving. And so that's where we get into, yet again, the small triangle and the large triangle. So shifting the weight into the toes, shifting the weight into the heels. We use a dragon's back here as well as we come forward, and a turtle back as we come back. So inhale, we lift the arms up. Exhale, we bring the arms down. So inhaling, exhale. Inhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale, we lift the gaze, small triangle, dragon's back. Exhale, we lower the gaze, large triangle, turtle back. So 2 more of these. And now we're going to move on to the next one, which is called Phoenix Ascends the Flame. So for this guy, you're going to reach down to the earth, lower the hips as much as you're comfortable, draw the qi up to the heavens, and then grab a beach ball and pull it into the lower Dian-ten, into the brass basin. So inhale, we have a dragon's back here. Exhale, we have a turtle back. So inhale, we're on the small triangle. Exhale, we're on the large triangle. And here's the view from the side, so it's inhale. And one last one. So the next one is monkey leaps from a tree. So this is another one which involves some up and down movement. And so these up and down movements are working on strengthening the core, your quadriceps, your abdomen, and your glutes. So, depending on how much you want to do and where your comfort level is, you lower your hips down and you bring them back up. So, monkey leaps from a tree. We reach up, we lift the gaze, we catch a parasol, and we look at the parasol and we sink down. And we keep the head and shoulders well above the hips. Put the parasol down, go into a turtle back here as we come back up. And now a dragon's back. Exhale, we sink it down. Inhale, we come back up. And one more of these. All right, and that was monkey leaps from a tree. And now the next one is snake rises from the grass. So for this one, we reach forward and with open hands and we gather chi from the heavens. We bring it around to the kidneys. So you want the ribs or the wrists just below the ribs and the fingertips pointing down towards the floor, towards the hips. And now we lift the ribs. We stretch the front of the body. We're on the small triangle, the dragon's back here. And then exhale, keeping that dragon's back. You bring the arms on the inside of the legs. We come down as far as comfortable. And then tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, stretching the spine. You come up one vertebrae at a time with a turtle back. So from the side, inhale, we gather the chi from the heavens. Exhale, we fold forward. Tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, stretching the spine. We come back up. And exhale, we drop the chi in to the brass basin. So inhaling. Exhale. Inhale, we come up. And exhale. Two more. So inhale, small triangle with a dragon's back, folding forward, turtle back, coming back up on the large triangle. Last one of these. So inhale, exhale. All right, and now the next one is embracing the sun and the moon. So we need to have our feet in a different position here. So we're moving into stacking the bones. So the shoulder, the ribs, the hip, the ankle, all in one pile. It's as if we're leaning against a post or a wall. So everything from here to here is all in one stack. So a stack of bones. Come over here and see if the same thing's happening. It's not always the case. There could be some issues with the hips. So knee bent and everything else stacked, and this leg is straight. Now we're going to be moving from side to side, so we want to practice a little bit with this. So put fingertips in the belly button, the hands flat, and then pop the fingers out. Keep the wrists where they were. Shift over here. Turn the hips. So now you should see the foot between the hands. Shift the weight into the toes. Push with the toes, and then shift the weight into the heels, and have a look. You should see the foot between the hands. Adjust the hips otherwise. Shift the weight into the toes. Push with the toes. Come into the heels and let the hips turn. Shift the weight into the toes. Push. The weight comes into the heels and you go, look, the foot's between the hands. We push with the toes, sink into the heel, and the foot's between the hands. And now, embracing the sun and moon, now that we got the waist down working, turn the shoulders a little bit on top of the hips and hold a ball here next to the ribs, next to the shoulder. We're not out here, we're not up here. So it's just here in close to the body. Push with the toes, the ball comes down. Sink into the heels. The ball rises up as we look to the side. So exhale, we come down here. Inhale, we come up over here. Exhale. Inhale. So we gather some chi from the heavens and bring it in to the brass basin. We gather some chi from the earth, from the sun, and we bring that into the brass basin as well. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So inhale as the ball rises up. Exhale as we come down. So we'll do one more on each side. And we're back here to the center. We bring the feet back together. And so next is gather the clouds to make a jade pillow. And so for this guy, you gather the chi, you gather the energy from the clouds, from the heavens. We bring it around to the jade pillow at the base of the skull. Open the elbows wide, lift the ribs, lift the chin, and then exhale. Tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. We come on down. Inhale, we come up, opening wide again. We lift, and then exhale. We come on down. Now just have a look from the side here. So gather the clouds to make a jade pillow. So inhale. We gather the chi from the heavens. Open the elbows wide. Exhale. We tuck chin, tuck tailbone, stretching the spine. Inhale, we come back up. Lift the ribs, lift the tailbone. And then exhale, massaging the gallbladder meridian. We draw the chi in to the brass basin. So we'll do a couple more of these. Inhale, small triangle with a dragon's back. Exhale, large triangle, turtle back. Inhale, small triangle. Exhale, we massage the gallbladder meridian here. So one more. All right, so the last movement we're going to do in the Golden Chi Ball series today is return to fetal position. So for this, we're going to do what's called a robin's egg fist. So you take your hand and you bring the thumb in, you bring the fingertips to it, and you want to be able to see a hole here. So you can have a look, you see through here. And so it's an open fist. So I can stick my finger in here. And so that's what we're looking to do here with a robin's egg fist. So now, so once again, our feet in the narrow stance, we reach forward. With both hands, we gather some chi into that robin's egg fist. Bring it around to the kidneys, the battery of the body. We come around, we come down the legs, bring the elbows to the knees, the wrists and the head together, and then we come back up. And drop the chi here. So looking from the side. So gathering the chi from the heavens, bring it around to the kidneys. We lower down, lower the hips. We come back up. And we're here. So inhale, small triangle. Exhale, large triangle. Inhale, small triangle. Exhale, large triangle. So inhaling. And once more. All right. And now we're going to pull down the heavens 3 times to wrap up this slightly abbreviated Golden Chi Ball series. So it's inhale. Gather the chi from the earth. Look over the shoulder. Stretch up to the heavens. Go to the opposite side. And we draw the chi in to the brass basin. And now we're going to spend some time on serving tea. Now, in the earlier this week, in the various emails that I sent out, which meant I got to pick up my teacups, I suggested that you get some teacups for serving tea here. And I have 2 of them in my hands. They're the most durable kind of teacups you've ever seen. They're beach stones. So I have 1 for each hand. And so for these, what we're looking to do is, this is a good shoulder exercise. So if you have issues with shoulders, you want to increase your range of motion, serving tea is good for that. Now the reason why you wanted to have unbreakable teacups is to do with, you want them in your hands so you know if your palms are facing upwards. And if your hand should turn over, well then the teacup's going to fall on the floor and you don't want it to break. And so that's why we're using rocks, actually beach stones. So to begin, we're going to focus on just one hand. So I'm going to let this guy relax. So you bring it back, you take the elbow out to the side, bring the wrist out, under, turn the hand so it points to the back, and then turn it out to the side. So we're looking to have a nice twist here. And now we're going to go climb the hill in front of the body, up over the head, and then we come around and we come down. So ideally, the teacup's going to stay in your palm of your hand without you having to hold on to it. So let's try again. So we're here, you come out here. So you want to keep your palm open, the teacup resting in the palm. And we come up here over the top of the head. And now we come down in front. Now when I first started learning this, I dropped my teacup a whole lot. It took a lot of practice. Also, I had issues with my shoulder where I'd get to a certain spot and the shoulder would go, oh, this hurts. And so what I would do, and what a lot of other people would do, is go, okay, what do I have to do with my body to get around that hurt spot? And then it'd be like, okay, I'm fine now, and I could return to a normal position. So what I did while I was working with learning, the teacups, serving tea, was I would come to that spot and I would just sort of work my way around that tender spot, and over time, gradually, that soreness, that bit of pain went away. Now let's have a look at the other arm. So we have a teacup in this hand as well. So the elbow and the wrist about the same height. You come back, bring the fingertips to the side of the body, take the arm out to the side. Bring the wrist under the elbow. Turn the fingers. And then we climb up to the top. Part the hair. And then we bring the elbow down and you bring the hand around. So we're making a big circle here. Turn the fingers away from the body as much as possible. We climb up and then we come on down. We'll do once more like this. And of course, you can go the opposite way. So we've been going back, around, and down. And now you can go forward. Bring the hand up. So you want to get about shoulder height with the elbow. Come around behind the head. And then we come down in front. And we end up back here. So you, instead of going back, you come forward. You climb that hill. You go all the way up. You want to get as high as the top of the head. And then we come on down. So, forward. Or backwards. Or one of each. Now that last one takes a very long time to figure out how to do, because typically you're going to lose track of one arm or the other. But you can do a lot of things with your teacups and serving tea. Great for shoulders, great for the mind, because you've got to figure out what's going on with that arm and where is it supposed to go next. So now we're going to wrap up our session. I'm going to get rid of my teacups, and I'll be right back. So we're going to wrap up the session today with, as we usually do, with the 5 directions. So you want to have the feet in that stacking of the bones stance. So shoulders, ribs, hip, ankle, all in one pile. Same thing going on over here. So the 5 directions: forward, backwards, to the right, down to the hip, to the left, and down to the hip, and then to the center. And we come down. So we move with the breath. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And we take twice as long here. So this is a count of 4 to here, and another count of 4 here. So inhale, small triangle. Exhale, large triangle. Inhale, we're off to the side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last cycle. So inhale. Exhale. And that's today's class. This is the end of beginner Qigong. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next time.